And here from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Game 3 between the Cubs and the Rays. Lots of Cub fans expected to be in attendance, as there have been throughout. And here tonight, Colin Ray on the mound. We got some news regarding the Cubs lineup. For more on that, downstairs in Taylor.
Yeah, Boog, for the second straight night, Ian Happ is not in the lineup. He is dealing with a bruised left heel. This happened Monday when he was playing in the outfield. He came to the ballpark yesterday. It was really swollen, so they took him out of the lineup last night. But he feels much better today. This is not anything too serious. Craig Counsell saying he is even available to pinch hit late in this game, guys.
Man, T-Mac, tell him lay off the truck horn as you're doing your report, you know? I mean, like, let's go. It's a little loud. You all right over there, JD?
Yeah, just continuing to fill out some numbers in my scorebook here.
All right, let's look at the Cubs lineup. And here tonight, it'll be Horner, Bush, and Bregman. That's your top three. And then the middle will be PCA, Kelly, and Ballesteros. And Michael Conforto back in the lineup along with Swanson and Shaw. Those three will be 7, 8, 9. And on the mound, it'll be the big right-hander, Joe Boyle.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of right-hander right there. 6'8", 250, fifth-round pick out of Notre Dame by the Reds in 2020. He's got a pretty wide assortment of pitches: slider, four-seamer, splitter, sinker, sweeper, four-seam fastball. Velo's down a little bit through 2 starts this year. Last year averaged 98.5, right now 96.7. But he's a guy who can light it up. You'll see him touch 100 miles per hour on occasion tonight, I would assume.
He was drafted out of college by the Reds. He debuted a few years back with the Athletics, and now he is with the Rays. Arm slot has changed for him. One thing to be wary of in his brief major league career, in pieces of 4 seasons, he's really eaten up right-handed hitters. So we'll see if that plays out here tonight. Nico Horner stands in. Nico off to a fast start, and we're ready to roll here from the Trop. Boyle, who works out of the stretch and delivers low.
Boog referenced the change in arm angle that he has made throughout his minor league career and his time in the big leagues. Control had been an issue, so part of the reason is trying to find the strike zone a little bit more frequently.
Yeah, if you watch the catcher tonight, Hunter Fiducia, and you talk about the Rays and some of their ideas, one of the things that they will do is they'll have their catcher set up right down the middle. For a guy like this, instead of saying try and dot it inside and outside, it's just use your stuff, let it play. And for the most part, he'll stay right there where he is. And that sinker is fouled off. His career walk rate is almost 14%. So he walks about 14% of the batters. It hasn't been the case in a couple of starts so far this year. 1-2.
Sometimes with a guy that big, it takes a while to kind of get the mechanics fine-tuned, find a consistent release point.
1-2. Foul back. Yeah, repeating the delivery is something you'll hear pitching coaches talk about with bigger guys.
Yeah, there was a big guy pitched for the Expos years ago, and then he got traded away. Really tall fella by the name of Randy Johnson, who really struggled with command early in his career.
Big time.
Managed to kind of turn things around.
That is hammered left field. That one back, and it's gone. Leadoff homer, first of the year, Nico Horner. And it's 1-0 Cubs. He hammered the breaking ball.
Yeah, that's one thing Boyle has not dealt with much in his career. Damage from right-handed hitters. And last night, PCA got on the board with his first home run. Ballesteros as well, and now Nico.
I just want to let you know.
So Horner goes deep for the first time this year, and now it's Michael Bush.
You see, now Bushy was my pick to click tonight. But he got off some really good swings in last night's ball game.
It felt like he was this close to 3 homers. Might have broken his bat up the middle. Walls collects in front of second, and there's one down.
Well, just like that, the Cubs have a 1-0 lead. Nico Horner goes deep for the first time this year. Home run replay is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. It's a sweeper that just kind of hung. Looking for a lot of a horizontal movement, and he didn't get it, and Nico jumped all over it. Nice play out there, yes.
So here's Bregman now. Yeah, Boyle had not allowed a home run over 30 2/3 innings going back to last year.
Kevin Cash had to use a lot of bullpen to cover the innings in last night's game. His projected starter, Drew Rasmussen, went on paternity leave. So he would love to get some length out of Boyle here this evening.
Kevin Cash in year number 12, 48 years old, hired way back in 2015.
Yeah, longest tenured manager in the game. Isn't that amazing?
Played parts of 8 years for Toronto, Tampa, Boston, the Yankees, and the Astros. Check swing, and he went too far, struck him out.
I think that's the pitch he was trying to make to Nico. Clearly committed.
And now 2 away, and Pete Crow Armstrong 3 for 5 last night. A homer with 3 balls hard. Now is that one back in our general direction?
And last night he got a 4-seam fastball at 97 miles an hour. They're trying to crowd him, left it out over the plate just a little bit, and he spun on it.
They play him to pull in the infield and the outfield.
He thought that ball was out. Not going to use a challenge though. 2 outs and nobody on. Good thing he didn't.
Oh, 2 right there, strike 3, but Nico Horner does the damage, a leadoff homer, and it's 1-0 Cubs as we go to the bottom of the first. And here at the Trop, Cubs have a 1-0 lead. And let's check out the Rays lineup. It's presented by Ford, Diaz, Aranda, and Fraley. Caminero, Simpson, Williamson to start at second. Fiducia behind the plate. DeLuca is their best defensive outfielder, and Wall's an elite level defender at short.
Oh, here comes Colin Ray. Last year, 27 starts, 159 in the 3rd innings. Both good for second most on the Cubs. The Cubs are 17-10 when he was the starting pitcher, and this is his first ever starting assignment here at the Trop.
So Yandy Diaz here. 1-0. That's a strike. Diaz, who won a batting title back in 2023. He was an all-star that same year. Lifts that in the air, right field. Shaw waits on it. So 1 up and 1 down.
See the numbers for Colin. His first 2 appearances, 3 innings, 42 pitches against the Halos, and in Cleveland the other day he went 3 1/3, 59. So I don't know, 75, 80 pitches probably tonight if things are going okay.
I mean, the main question is how many free drinks they give it out of the corner tap.
That is the most important question.
We talked about Joe Boyle dropping his arm angle. That is something that is also true for Colin Ray. And he's seen his velocity go up, and he explained it. It's something that really happened organically as much as anything. He said that the slot that he is in right now allows him to throw hardest, the easiest. And nowadays, and it's something that Boyle struggled with, and that is because everybody's chasing the vert, as they like to say, carry on the fastball. A lot of guys, Matthew Boyd was one, they try to crank their arm slot up higher, a little bit more over the top, thinking that that's what's going to get them the carry on the fastball.
Looking for that riding action, that four-seamer that stays up in the zone, has the illusion of rising almost.
Yeah.
Just defying gravity.
Yeah, it just stays on plane longer. The simple way to describe vert or carry is if you have two 90-mile-an-hour fastballs, one with more carry stays on plane longer. And so what that ends up meaning is the one with less carry finishes lower in the strike zone.
Yeah.
And I would guess, we've talked about this on and off throughout our time together, they didn't have the metrics. My guess is you had carry.
I had carry.
On the ground, and that's through the left side hole. And Aranda with the knock.
This one, it looked to be a two-seamer that was up, moving out away from Aranda. And he's a very accomplished hitter. He didn't have a whole lot of room to operate there. As the Cubs had Bregman way off the line at third, but he still managed to find a hole on the left side of the infield. Yeah, so the lefties, that's a bit of an issue for Colin. The numbers for the left-handed batters last year were pretty robust against him. So two things to keep an eye on tonight with Colin: left-handed batters, and should they try to get through the batting order for the third time, that's where he ran into trouble, as most do. But you see the significant difference between left and right.
You know, we touched on the idea that he threw the second most innings on the team last year, second to Matthew Boyd. But man, you rewind, the start to his season last year was really quiet. And what I mean by that is, JD, in the first 17 games of the year, 17 games, he appeared in 3 through 5 1/3 innings. He just kind of collected dust out there in the bullpen. But Tommy Hotovy and Craig Counsell knew that he was an asset and proved to be so when Steele went down. Swing and a miss, and Fraley is gone.
It's a good elevated fastball to win the day with the punch out of Fraley. Yeah, and one of those 3 appearances was that blowout game in Sacramento against the A's when he pitched 3 innings, got the save, right?
He got to hit.
Like 30-3 or something like that.
This one popped up. Foul ground, Carson Kelly tosses the helmet, the mask, makes the catch. And Colin Ray retrieving the equipment. 1-0, end of 1 Cubs. Big righty Joe Boyle on the mound. He goes 6'8", 250. He's a hard thrower, and now working exclusively out of the stretch. But one of the things we talked about at the beginning of the game, how he's changed his arm angle. That arm slot is way down. Look at him in 2023. He was much higher at 53 degrees. Now it's down to 27 degrees. I mean, that's a severe drop in terms of arm angle, and it's more comfortable for him. That one back up the middle, caught, and it's caught out of the air. Kelly retired. Carson hit that pretty well. So JD, here's sort of the progression in terms of the arm slot. You could see why righties might have a hard time with him. But back in 2023, a little bit more over the top, and then it started to drop some more. Kyle Snyder said they encouraged him to get back to the way he was throwing when he was at Notre Dame.
So he was down there at Notre Dame, eh?
Yeah.
Wonder why he went back up top.
He was chasing the vert.
Wanted the vert? Well, you know, what he's got now is a little bit more sweep on his sweeper. And I would think with that arm angle, he'd be able to get a little more movement on his two-seamer. There's some notable alums from Notre Dame, Craig Counsell among them. Brad Lidge had a heck of a career.
Ripped but caught by Esteros. I mean, an absolute rocket. 103.2.
Well, this is what we saw all night last night from the Cub hitters. They were just hanging out line drives all over the place.
That was gorgeous. On the ground to third, and Caminero throws him out. Cubs go 1-2-3. Craig Counsell, has he aged? Not really. One of the most distinguished Notre Dame baseball alum. 1-0 Cubs. Colin Ray leading the Cubs here tonight since March 28th. That's a day after opening day. The Cubs have the lowest starters ERA in the majors. So Ray hoping to continue that trend against the Rays. On the ground, softly hit. Horner takes it in and flips to first to get Chandler Simpson.
Yeah, in the opener, Matthew Boyd started. Remember, he went 3 solid innings, and he kind of had a blow-up inning. And aside from that inning, the starters have really been brilliant.
Here's Ben Williamson now. Williamson getting the start at second base. Came over from Seattle in the offseason. That 3-team trade that sent Brendan Donovan out to Seattle. Donovan's a good-looking player, man. Guy that can do everything defensively, gets on base, got some sock. And they like this guy a lot. He has some positional versatility. He went to the College of William and Mary. Williamson at William and Mary.
Where you started your major career, right?
My college journey. Bounce to Bregman, takes in the hop, fires on the move, and there's 2 down.
Is there any distinguished ball player from William and Mary? Is there anybody that's
there really is
great
not.
things?
No. I would say the guy that was from there, but it was an interesting story. This is back when guys used to do this. Remember Curtis Pride?
Sure.
Well, Curtis Pride was at William and Mary as a point guard on the basketball team. And he had already signed with the Mets and was playing in the minors in the summers with the Mets and was at William and Mary on a basketball scholarship. Eventually got to the big leagues as an outfielder. I think with the Expos he made his major
he was
league
definitely
debut.
an Expo, yeah.
Budweiser broadcast booth, this Bud's for you. And Curtis Pride was deaf.
Yes.
And had hearing aids both ears. An amazing story. You know, it's funny. Everybody always thinks that the reason that guys cover their mouth on the mound is from Greg Maddux, and they tell the story that it's because of Will Clark reading his lips in the playoffs, and he says, no, I started doing it because of Curtis Pride. He said to me the reason that he started covering his mouth with his glove was because Curtis Pride really could read lips.
Could read lips.
So that's why he started doing it. It's whacked into left field, and going back is Conforto. He's there to make the catch.
Next inning, let's talk about Charlie Pride.
Live odds brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Talk about winning. Cubs won in a big way last night due to the offensive outburst, and Michael Conforto helped with that. A pair of hits, a pair of walks. I was talking to him today, Boog and JD. He told me that Alex Bregman before the game came up to him and said, I just have a slight tip for you. Where you're standing in the batter's box. They just made a slight adjustment. Results paid dividends. And so today he was telling me it's amazing. Sometimes you just change something slightly and you get results. So we'll see if it pays off tonight for Scooter. Boop.
Scooter, the nickname he was given as a rookie back in 2015. That's hit hard on a hop and flagged down nicely by Williamson. Conforto's starting to swing it better, and there's one away. But it was one of those in 2015. He debuted for that team that went all the way to the World Series. He was drafted the year before. It was back in the day still when they would just give a rookie a nickname, and he had no idea why, and he just answered to Scooter. I asked David Wright, did you guys call him Scooter? He said yes. I said, why did you call him Scooter? He said, that's a fantastic question. I have no clue.
Yeah, who knows the origins of some of these baseball nicknames.
And it was funny because I asked him, hey, on the Google machine, it says your nickname's Scooter, and he just laughs. Says, yeah, that was given to me by the veterans on the Mets. I still don't know why. But as a rookie, you come up, and if the guys who've been in the clubhouse a while give you a nickname, you just nod your head and say, thanks so much.
Yeah. I mean, I see, he's got Conforto and Scooter. There's a lot of O's and C's going on in there. That's Scooter Conforto. Somebody just decided it sounded good.
It's changed, though. It's funny. It's something that Craig Counsell emphasizes. He wants the young guys when they come up to feel comfortable, and as opposed to back in the day, kind of know your place rookie. Shaw takes up and in, and that's what Boyle can do. He'll spray it all over. JD, real quick, tell the story about when you pitched at Yankee Stadium. It was a doubleheader, right?
Yeah, and I didn't get a uniform for the second game of the doubleheader. I kept asking the clubhouse guy, hey, I need a uni. He's like, yeah, I'll get you a uniform. And like the game's getting ready to start, and I still didn't have a uni to put on, so I put on my street clothes, and I went and sat in the camera well. Watch the game from there.
Sit over there, Scooter.
Yeah.
First one to Nico is in for a strike.
And when I got demoted, I was only there for like 2 starts, and I got sent back to AAA, and I'm walking out of the clubhouse, and Tim Foley, who was on the team, he corrals me, and he goes, hey, before you go, you owe like, $11 to Kangaroo Court for some stupid reason, and kick a man when he's down.
Jeez.
Running is an option.
Well, again, this is a guy you can run on. And the Rays as a team you can run on. Fiducia doesn't throw particularly well. Shaw has good speed.
Yeah, I would think that was a bit of the conversation prior to tonight's game. Anytime you look at a big right-handed pitcher like this, you assume he's not going to be particularly quick to the plate, and the numbers back it up. In his career, there've been 26 successful steals and 30 tries. Fiducia's been well below league average throwing out base stealers.
Good rip at it from Nico. Only the Marlins have allowed more stolen bases. Runner takes off. That's lifted in the air, right field. And the throw comes in, and it's too late. Shaw is back in.
Yeah, that's the danger running with 2 strikes on the hitter. He's kind of in protect mode. The ball's likely to be put in play, and sometimes it can be a real scramble to find that baseball. Went all the way to second base and to beat a hasty retreat.
By the way, in Boyle's career, base stealers successful 26 of 30 tries.
There's that big sweeper. So, Michael Buschmann scuffling a little bit, but there were signs last night. He's been hitting the ball on the ground too much, but last night that was not the case. A deep drive to left and 2 to right. His final one right at the wall. So he wasn't able to knock one out of here, but you got to sense that It's coming soon for Michael Busch, starting to hit the ball in the air with authority.
Check swing appeal, and he went. And that's Jeff Fairchild down there. Yeah.
Yeah, even with the black bat, he got him.
Have you ever run your black bat theory past an umpire?
No, I have not.
Shaw goes, throw down to second, tag, out at second. So Matt Shaw cut down. You know, we set it up how the Rays usually are good to run on, and so is Boyle. Not that time. Fiducia cuts him down. And the Cubs are done in their half of the third. Colin Ray back to work, delivers a strike to Johnny DeLuca. DeLuca, then Walls, and then Yandy Diaz. This guy, very good outfield defender. The Rays were not particularly good defensive team last year. They're really beaten up by injuries, but that is certainly something Eric Neander was hoping to get cleaned up this year. And that's lined out into left center field and a base hit. Folks, it's the Marquee app presented by our friends at Miller Lite. It's your go-to for all things Cubs baseball this year. Watch live games, shows, and other exclusive Cubs content wherever you go. Scan the QR code now to download. Right now. Scan it.
Here's the speedster Walls now. Threat to bunt. Alex Bregman way in at third. Lucas certainly a threat for a straight steal. He can really scoot. Alex in and really tight to the line.
Oh, Busch down to a knee. It's like a hockey goalie doing the butterfly.
Well, you know, he spent some time on the ice, that guy.
Rawls, who is out to begin the year because of an oblique injury. Originally drafted out of Florida State, third rounder back in 2017. Bregman still in on the turf at third, and that one is dug out by Kelly. Right there was the split fingered pitch. That's something we saw him use more and more last year. Good pick.
Yeah, and I think if you're a right-handed pitcher and you have difficulties with left-handed hitters, a lot of times it's the next move, right? Go to the either splitter or change up.
There goes the runner. Pitches a strike. Throw to second. Tag. Safe. Very close.
Yeah, he got off a really good throw here. Got 5 seconds on the clock. They are not going to challenge. Tight game in the seventh. They probably take a look at it.
Just hasn't been much to challenge for the Cubs here in the early going. On the ground, Busch backs up, underhands to Ray, and the runner advances to third.
Saw PCA do it. Really emphasizing that top hand to make sure you pull the ball to get that runner over to third. Now the Cubs will pull the infield in.
Pitch in for a strike with the infield in.
If you had a slow runner at third, you'd probably have your infield maybe halfway. because of his speed. They're going to come all the way in.
Inside, and he hit him. Got him on the hand or the wrist.
He's so good at covering the outer third, and we've seen the Cubs pitching him hard in a lot in this series. Big, strong guys like that, you got to do your work inside.
So Diaz is aboard after the hit batter first and third. And it's Aranda.
Good splitter there, Boog. Aranda will be looking for something he can elevate here. Colin Ray chasing a ground ball to get a double play. See if Colin can impose his will.
Fly ball left field, should be deep enough. Conforto is there, makes the catch. Throw will come into second, and we are tied on the sac fly by Aranda.
Yeah, I imagine Kevin Cash feels very comfortable with Aranda up there in that situation. He's a really smart hitter. Got something up, didn't try to pull it. Much more likely with that other way approach to get the ball airborne.
Ray delivers. And foul away. Rayleigh struck out swinging on a fastball upstairs his first time. Hear the plate umpire Chad Whitson say, no, that's out, or a ball that's out. 3-1. The kick and pitch.
(3-2). Diaz will be on the move. Michael Busch backs off.
Runner goes, and it's inside.
Like some of the Cubs are starting to run off the field thinking it was going to be called strike three. Just missed. Pretty good take there by Fraley.
And now Tommy Hotovy out to the mound as Colin Ray forced to work a little bit harder.
Yeah, and you got the kid in the batter's box that hit 45 home runs last year, so worthy of a conversation here to kind of flip the script a little bit, plan something positive, and have a definitive plan how they want to attack Caminero.
You talk about a distinction in terms of batters number 4 and 5 in their batting order, with Caminero, who just hits bolts, and then Simpson, who is super fast and hits it on the ground a ton. and makes a lot of contact.
Yeah, or, you know, in their series previous to this one, they had Simpson hitting in the 3-hole ahead of Caminero, thinking that maybe if he got on base, Caminero would get some fastballs to swing at, or more strikes anyway. I don't know if they've completely abandoned that idea or just kind of playing around with their lineup.
Ray a 1-0, and that's a strike. A 1-1.
When they had Simpson in the 3-hole, he was the first player to bat third, minimum of 400 at bats in his career, and 0 career home runs since like Chuck Knobloch back in 1991.
Amazing. Diaz at second, Fraley at first. And a 1-2 to Caminero. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Ray is able to get Caminero. That one biting down and away. Good pitch. Back at the Trop. Boog and JD with his. Joe Boyle gets back to work. Michael Busch was at the plate when Matt Shaw was cut down trying to steal. Yeah, the first offering in for a strike. Busch, then Bregman, and then PCA. Cubs offense will be bolstered by the return of Seiya Suzuki. At least as of now, that's what the plan is on Friday. I know he's been playing in the outfield, so I would assume everything goes according to plan. He'll start in right on Friday.
That is my assumption.
You guys are so good at assuming, because Craig Counsell today in his press conference said unless he has some sort of travel issues, you can guarantee he will be in right field starting for the Chicago Cubs on Friday. So things went really well in his rehab assignment, and as Craig said, it's always good to have one of your best hitters back in your lineup.
I mean, what kind of travel is
It's
like he's riding a bicycle back from Knoxville.
It's not coming from Japan or anything.
Check swing. And he went too far downstairs. T-Mac, I'm sorry.
I mean, I agree with you, but also the airports have been a little chaotic.
It's been a little
following
dicey.
The news lately.
Yeah. It's been a little dicey. I'm with you. That's why you gotta load up. You gotta make sure in the app you have touchless for ID plus TSA plus clear. You got to get it all.
Well, that's why we don't want anybody yelling at us if he doesn't start on Friday. Okay, we told you there was a chance there could be some travel issues.
Always a qualifier.
I know. We don't like when people yell at us, T-Mac.
If I'm pitching Friday, I'll send a car for him. I want that bat in the lineup.
Believe it.
Ooh, I'm sorry. I was oohing. I thought that ball was low.
I'm picturing him riding back from Knoxville on like a Vespa or something, you know. Bottom of the zone. Bregman, the 1-1. And that's outside.
Love Bregman's presence in the batter's box. We talk a lot about mound presence with pitchers, but he just conveys a quiet confidence. He was the kind of guy that when I was pitching, I would look in there and go, this guy knows more than I do. He's on to me. He's got me figured out.
Yeah, he is fun to talk to. Drilled to center field. DeLuca back. He's there, and he makes the catch. Bregman hit it on a line.
Well, Seiya Suzuki, we anticipate his arrival at Wrigley Field and being in the lineup on Friday, and we'll see his most recent work for the Knoxville Smokies. Got a 3-hit game against the Trash Pandas. 6 out of 13 down there with a couple of doubles. He hits the invisible. That's how good he is. Well, Nico Horner started the game with a home run. Cubs have not had a base hit since then. And Shaw walked, the only base runner they've had.
Popped up a mile high. I don't know where it went. I think it's going to hit one of the catwalks. No, it didn't. Fiducia makes the catch.
Time now for your memorable moment, brought to you by Prevagen. Last night during my interview with PCA, he notices a kid in the stands with a sign that said "White Boy Got Motion," and that of course is in honor of Pete. So Pete went over, met the young boy, and left him in tears after this. He also signed his baseball. So you can see those. I talked to him right after PCA walked away, and I can confirm those were tears of joy that he got to meet his hero. His name's Callum. He's from this area, big time Cubs fan. So a moment he'll never forget, Boo.
Yeah, we watched it in real time. It was cool to see him go over and engage Callum and the fans over there. He's just got that knack. The ability to connect, and everybody loves him, right? The kids, the adults.
Maybe not the opposition.
Right, fair enough. Chandler Simpson here. Simpson, then Williamson, then Fiducia. 1-1 game. We're in the 4th. Bounce to third. Bregman was in, collects, and throws him out.
PCA skies this ball up into the rafters. The dome here. Nobody can see it. We couldn't. PCA indicating that he thought it hit something. And I had some questions for Chad Whitson, the home plate umpire.
I thought maybe it was going to hit the catwalk, but I don't think it did. Did you?
I can't tell. I couldn't tell.
So there you go. They have the A ring, the B ring, the C ring, and the D ring.
Batters challenging the strike call.
ABS is powered by T-Mobile.
Pitches the ball. Tampa Bay retains their challenge.
So the ground rule is for the A and B ring. If it hits it, it's still in play. If caught, the batter is out. If it hits the catwalk and falls, it is a live ball. If it lodges in the catwalk, it is a ground rule double.
So the A ring is the one inside, and then the B ring, which I think, right?
I think so, yeah.
And that's the one. The B ring is what PCA hit if he hit it. So it was caught.
Yes. So it was in, if it did hit something, it was still in play. So it's not a dead ball situation. It's kind of like when you're kids and you're playing on a makeshift field and you have to kind of come up with some wonky rules.
Absolutely. On the ground, right side. Bush has it over to Ray, and Williamson is out.
Get way out there. Eagle River, Wisconsin.
Growing up in New York City, we played stickball and wiffle ball in different courtyards and areas. And it was first floor is a single, second floor is a double, third floor is a triple, fourth floor is a homer.
Break old man Wilson's window.
That's right.
Everybody loses.
And run.
We played a game called screen ball. Are you familiar with screen ball?
No.
So, we'd go use the backstop.
Okay.
And I hate starting this story with 2 outs in the inning.
It's all right.
See if we can get a foul ball here. I had the backstop would have different panels of screen. If you could envision, there'd be a lower level and then a higher level. You put 3 guys defending the screen. So anything on the ground was in play. And if they fielded it cleanly, you were out. So you tried to hit the upper panels, and the ones on the corner, the really small ones, were triples, and then doubles, and singles, and then there was a real skinny one in the middle. If you hit that, it was an automatic home run.
Awesome.
If you hit it over the screen, the fence, automatic out. And if you hit it over the backstop and over the screen around the whole park onto the street, automatic 3 outs, because then you had to yell like the mailman was coming down the street. Hey, mailman, get our ball.
Dusha takes the walk, 2 outs, and the Rays have a man aboard.
But there was we're just playing for fun, right? But you can see the value of. A lot of times we play with a softball. You're trying to control the bat, to hit line drives, and the defensive stuff with the balls on the ground was really fun.
Johnny DeLuca here. Pops this one up. And that'll get off into the seats.
They call this guy a quadzilla because his quads are so big.
And the tapper foul at the plate.
Whether intentional or not, I think Colin's doing a real nice job working the inner half against these right-handed hitters.
Ray 0-2 on DeLuca. And fouled away. Johnny DeLuca played his college ball at Oregon, so he's a Duck.
Amazing how many players there are in the league. Oregon State. It seems like there's a bunch of them.
On the ground, Swanson is there. Toss to Horner. And the inning is over. Still tied at 1 as we go to the 5th.
Don't forget Guy Bush.
And Ron Coomer.
And Ron Coomer. Don't forget the Coom dog.
He was asking why we were showing him on TV, and I explained that every time that JD does that read, he says, don't forget about blank. And then he read it alongside Zach Zaidman, and you asked me, give me a.
Everybody's like, where's Pat?
Yeah, where's Pat? Pat's just, he's going
Pat
for.
takes the 5th inning off.
Takes a popcorn break.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. We don't forget about Ron Coomer. That's what I said.
Yee.
Look out. Now he does wear a pad, which is easy for me to say up here.
This guy he's big and strong and throws 100 miles an hour, and with that stride, man, his extension, that ball really gets in on you in a hurry.
The call in the field is hit by pitch. Tampa is challenging that ruling.
Tampa's arguing that it's a foul ball. It sounded like it hit bat, but I think it got hand as well. I think that would be impossible to overturn.
Yeah, it looks like it got a piece of the bat,
Yeah.
but
It hit the hand and the bat simultaneously.
they're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Carson's getting ready to show where he got hit. Look, take a look at this. Carson is obviously very confident that the call will go his way.
After review, the call in the field has been overturned.
Wow.
Wow, he's
It
right.
was not a hit by pitch, it was a foul ball. Tampa will retain their challenge.
I mean, that's the best. I think that's the first time I've ever seen foul ball versus hit by pitch overturned. And you got to have a super slow-mo. Now Carson's got to put all that equipment back up.
You know, and before there was the replay system, I think umpires a lot of times just judge it based on the reaction of the hitter.
Yeah. What was the famous one? Was it Cleon Jones in the '69 World Series, where he said he was hit by a pitch, and they said no, and eventually they checked that there was shoe polish on the ball?
Shoe polish on the baseball, yeah.
All right, so now it's 2-2. Popped up, and that is foul out of play. Carson Kelly, JD, I feel like he's off to a good start. Exit velocity would say as much. The results aren't great. He's hitting 241, but he's looked good at the plate. Some good contact.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
Ripped into left, and that'll touch down and bang up against the wall in the corner. Kelly into second, and he's got a double, as I was saying.
Yeah, he lined out to second base first time. Now a rocket into the corner for 2 bases. Take that, Rays. He's going to settle for 1. Instead, he takes 2, and that means it's a double. And it's brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year and 200,000-mile warranty on every new car. Kind of reminiscent to the start he got off to last year.
So Kelly with the double, and a man in scoring position to begin the inning. And here's Ballesteros. And that's downstairs for a ball.
He lined out sharply first time up.
Yeah, he hit a 103.2 lining out to short. He's 22 years old. And a home run in last night's game. Boyle deals. And he overwhelmed him with a fastball that time. Again, for Boyle coming into tonight, 127 career innings, a strikeout rate a tick over 25%. His walk rate almost 14%. League average last year was 8.4. This year it's way up with ABS, almost a 10% walk rate for the majors. We'll see where it ends up. Ballesteros waits, and that is ball 4.
They're going to challenge.
The catcher is challenging the ball call.
Ballesteros.
Call's correct. Ball 4. Tampa Bay has 1 challenge remaining.
So 2 on after the walk for Swanson. Downstairs at T-Mac.
Boog, you can see on Moises Ballesteros' tape on his arm, it has silver writing on it. That writing says Mickey. This is in honor of Miguel Rojas Sr., the father of Miguel Rojas, the infielder for the Dodgers, who unexpectedly died yesterday. Ballesteros grew up with the family, so knew Rojas Sr. quite well, so he was very touched and sad with the news. We saw a lot of Dodgers players honoring Miguel Rojas Sr. as well, so really, really sad news out of Venezuela.
Yeah, Rojas, just one of those guys, wherever he's been, has been beloved. And, you know, last year, an unlikely hero in the World Series. And for a kid growing up in Venezuela, I know Sal Perez, one of his heroes, Miguel Rojas, obviously another, and that's a pretty cool tribute. First one to Swanson, misses low. Dansby grounded to third his first time. On a strike.
Kyle Snyder, the pitching coach for the Rays, said of Boyle, this kid, he maintains 100 miles an hour through the 6th inning. There is no limit on his ceiling. The potential is great. And he realizes that potential remains to be seen. But obviously, you love the stuff.
Two and one. Swanson waits. 2 on. Nobody out. And again, we told you that in stretches, he can really spray it all over the place. And now people are racing and running around in the Rays bullpen down the right field line. And that's outside, ball 4, and they are loaded.
He had been cruising along since the Horner home run, but the leadoff double by Kelly has him back on his heels a little bit, and all of a sudden he can't find the zone.
Kevin Cash getting on the phone. First offering. Swing and a drive out towards center field. DeLuca back. DeLuca at the track near the wall. Up against the wall. He can't make the catch. Kelly in to score. Ballesteros behind him. Here comes Swanson. Throw to the plate, and all 3 score. Racing to third is Conforto, and the Cubs have a 4-1 lead. DeLuca not able to track it down. And Conforto just missed a homer.
Yeah, man, he's a strong kid. Flick of the wrist here, and he drives this ball almost out of here. Very deep part of the ballpark. DeLuca, tremendous defender, gets there in time, just can't secure the baseball. And they're off and running. How much has everybody's opinion of Michael Conforto changed in just a matter of 3 or 4 days?
And they're off. Yeah, there's a strike to Shaw.
Kelly, Ballesteros, and then Dansby reads the ball getting loose in the infield, and he takes off, so that'll be an error. Good recognition, great hustle.
I just heard them. I think they said E8, but I'm pretty sure that it was Fraley that threw it in. So it'll be a double, 2 runs batted in, and I think it'll be E9. But we'll check, Jim.
What about, was there the relay? I think they might have assigned 2 errors there. What's Lonnie got for us?
E8, E3.
E3.
Yeah, the first, they just corrected it. The first error is E9.
Those are always tough errors for the outfielder when the throw comes into the infield on a hop and it's misplayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Fraley that comes over to provide support, so he's going to get an error charged here. This shouldn't be an error.
Yeah.
That's not an error. Just throw back into the infield, but nobody played. That'll be taken away.
So Conforto delivers the lead for the Cubs, and now Shaw with a count 3-2. Still nobody out. Infield in. Boyle in the air. Fraley, long run, going out as the second baseman. Williamson quickly retrieves it and gets it back in, and a nice play by Ben Williamson.
Yeah, it's one of those tweener balls for a base runner on third. As the infielders drift into the outfield, you have to decide whether to tag up and score on a catch or go a third of the way down the line to make sure you score if it drops. I think if this is the second out, he would have tagged and tried to score. Instead, he played it a little more conservatively.
Yeah, Scooter stayed put. One out for Nico. The count 0-1. Horner led off the game with a homer, his first of the year. Infield still in.
This is the guy you want up there. The situation demands contact. One of the tougher guys in the league to strike out.
Swing and a ground ball, base hit down the right field line. In to score is Conforto. Horner to second, and he's safe. It's an RBI double, 5-1, and Nico continues to sizzle.
Play the game, Nico. That's impressive. He's so difficult to defend in situations like this. Infield's in, he hits the ball all over the ballpark, and he just slices one right down the first base line. And then great hustle to get into scoring position himself as Scooter crosses home plate. Well played out there by Fraley, but he was safe.
See him on his stomach wiggling his fingers at the dugout doing the on base celebration. What is that? They're playing the piano?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
All right. Sweet music. It'd be great if we just started decoding the on-base celebrations and just completely making it up. The sweet music celebration. Here's the 2-0 to Bush. That or like he just had flaming hot Cheetos and his fingers are trying to get the.
There's no doubt Michael Busch has the green light here if he gets something to his liking. I suspect he'll turn it loose.
The 3-0.
Didn't like it. On it, apparently. Okay. Little up.
Boyle ready, 3-1. Tapped out in front of the plate. Fiducia picks it up, spins and throws it. He threw it away. And racing towards third is Horner. They're going to send him home. Nico to the plate. He's in. And the Cubs lead at 6-1. And the defense has been kind of ugly here tonight for the Rays.
Fiducia's got a long way to go. And had just a little more time to set his feet, but that's a really difficult play to make. Drifting that far out into the infield. The benefit of having a first baseman that can run a little bit.
Pitching change. It's brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Jesse Schultens will take over. And the right-hander delivers to Bregman. And Alex takes upstairs. This is the guy they added to the roster as they put Rasmussen on paternity leave.
Just 2 big league appearances last year for the Rays. He spent a lot of time in AAA. He originally started his professional career with the Padres way back in 2016. A little time with the White Sox in 2023.
He just turned 32 the day before yesterday.
You know, he played his college ball at Wright State, Bo. And there you go. He tossed the first perfect game in Wright State history. Are they the Aviators?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, they're the Raiders.
Hey, when you what was William and Mary? We were talking about William and Mary earlier.
Before I don't answer that question, I need to point out that the Rays color man Brian Anderson pitched at Wright State. I think he was a first-round pick out of Wright State, I do believe.
That's a good pull, Boo.
Thank you. Yeah, he was the 3rd overall pick in the '93 draft out of Wright State, Brian Anderson.
Yeah.
So he and Jesse Schultens have that.
So they have the secret handshake.
Yes, the Wright State handshake.
His partner, the great Dwayne Statz.
Love Dwayne Statz.
Working his 51st season in the big leagues.
Wow.
Dwayne spent some time in Chicago, broadcasting for the Cubs. There they are.
There's B.A., the other Brian Anderson. There's a bunch of them.
A lot of Brian Andersons, but only one Dwayne Statz.
Believe it. He's got an amazing head of hair, doesn't he?
He does. He's the father-in-law of Dan Wheeler. Remember Dan Wheeler pitched in the big league?
Sure. 2 down with Bregman gone on strikes. And PCA lifts this one high in the air right field, but playable for Fraley, who makes the catch. Big inning for the Cubs. They score 5 times and lead at 6-1. Colin Ray back at it, and he'll deliver to Taylor Walls. And this popped in the air. Horner out, waving his arms, saying, "Mine." It's his. 1 out.
Nice little cushion to work with now for Colin Ray. Time to be aggressive. First pitch strike. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the home 5th.
Gandhi Diaz has flied to right and been hit by a pitch. 34 years old, a free agent to be. His career batting average is .292. His career on base is .373. That is excellent.
That gets you paid.
Came over from Cleveland in December of 18. Cubs lead at 6-1, bottom of the 5th.
He's going to take his time out here and regroup. Well, that's the thing. After hitting him last time, but if the game plan is to go hard in, you can't abandon that just because you hit him previously. Even if his name is Jorge Soler.
He's kind of that size. That's bounced to third. Bregman. Yeah, there's 2 away.
You don't know what I'm talking about. Jorge got into it last night with Lopez, pitcher for the Braves. Had a pretty good little scrum out there in the middle of the diamond.
Yeah, they were throwing hands. And then Walt Weiss said, "We'll go down." Breaking ball that misses to Jonathan Aranda. Aranda a single and a sac fly to deliver their only run. He put up good numbers last year. He was an all-star. He basically missed the last 7 weeks of the season with a fractured wrist. He suffered in a collision with Giancarlo Stanton when he's playing defense. JD, you ever get into a really good brawl?
I was never like, I was on the field for brawls, and you know, but I never really. I was always a peacemaker, Boog.
Yeah. You're a gentle man.
Yeah. I always enjoyed the run in. You know, that was fun. Try to find somebody you knew on the other club to hang out with.
Would you race him? The 1-2 lifted in the air left field. Conforto puts the squeeze on that. Oh, we'll show you those fisticuffs from last night when we come back. So here's what we were talking about last night. After a pitch went past the head of Soler, and Soler went right after him, and they are swinging. And eventually the pile starts to form because of, look at Walt Weiss, ducks the head, brings him down, and the manager said afterwards, "I just wanted it to stop." And the Falcons tweeted at him, "Come on, put on the pads, Skip."
Just really good form tackling there by Walt. Keep the legs moving. Get into the midsection of Georgie.
Walt Weiss is not to be trifled with.
No. Strong guy. Isn't he a martial arts practitioner?
I believe so, yeah.
But he said, "I just wanted to get Jorge on the ground."
Yes.
You know, it's kind of like a bull, you know. Got to get him off his legs, get him down, and calm everything down.
Just safer for everybody. I mean, Soler is a giant dude.
So Soler had homered off Lopez earlier in the game, and then he got hit by a pitch. And then in this at bat, there was the up and in, and so that's kind of what started it all. Soler taking umbrage, and he and Lopez, I don't know if they had words or just exchanged looks, but
they're former teammates.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, sure. Soler was the MVP of the World Series for the Braves.
Back up the middle, knocked down, and it'll be a single. Man, Williamson almost came up with that.
Oh, another hard hit ball for Carson Kelly. He is in a groove.
So Kelly has singled and doubled.
So they're 14 out of 23 with 5 home runs against Lopez. So even if Lopez did not intend to throw up and in on him in that at bat, if you're the hitter, it's hard not to read that. So they've both been given 7-game suspensions. No doubt will appeal.
I feel like we see fewer of those types of brawls.
Yeah, in the 70s and 80s.
It was
it was a regular occurrence.
No doubt. Popped up. And Caminero makes a catch.
Well, maybe the beef just looks a little different these days, because did you see what unfolded in Boston between the Brewers and Wilson Contreras?
Yeah,
I thought there was going to be one in that game.
Yeah,
or series.
Yeah, well, Brandon Woodruff hit him for the 6th time and 24th time that the Brewers have hit him, and
he's always
he's
upset,
in the middle
though,
of
man.
He's in the middle of a lot of stuff.
T-Mac, I've said it to you before.
Why is it always you? I did think Christian Yelich's comments post-game were entertaining.
What did he say?
We've seen this Wilson Contreras shit for 10 straight years. It's nothing we're not used to.
Yeah. That's in for a strike.
Yeah, if you want to have some fun, folks, get on the Google machine and type in Padres Braves brawl.
Oh. Ed Whitson shirtless coming out. It can get nasty up here too. I think more the radio teams when they square off to fight, but and sometimes the sideline reporters. There's no question the Cubs and the Brewers get together. The McGregor-Minert fight. I mean, those two. You think T-Mac because she's got the reach, but Sophia is
scrappy.
She's scrappy.
She's scrappy, and she's about 10 inches shorter than me. So she.
I said you have the reach, but she's
right.
It's
like Walt White situation. Got to go about belt high and know how to knock him down.
It's like Ollie Frazier.
She's chopping McGregor down. Just say for the record, we love Sophia, by the way. The 4 to a 2-run double. That really got it going for the Cubs in the 5th. On the strike. Kelly at first, 6-1 Cubs lead. And that's hit hard but foul.
Cubs looking to win back-to-back games for the first time this year. And their first series win. Looking forward to the Pirates coming to town over the weekend at Wrigley. Hobie Milner, the savvy lefty, is up in the pen.
On the ground, but foul of first.
Hey, did you read this thing? I just noticed this up behind us here on the press level. The Rays are wearing a patch on their uniform, and in that patch is sewn a piece of the original roof that got ripped off here by the hurricane in 2024.
That one missing, yeah.
As a way to honor the community effort to get this ballpark back up and running. Really a celebration here on the opening day. It was fun to see how excited people were to be back here.
Players and fans really, there was a heartfelt welcoming back. At 4-0 down on strikes. And the Cubs done in their half of the 6th. Here at Tropicana Field, the news is good. Cubs with the lead. Back at the Trop, Boog, JD, and T-Mac, and Cubs lead at 6-1. And a new pitcher will be Hobie Milner. Milner to face Fraley, Caminero, and Simpson.
I expect to see Hobie Milner out there a lot. That's been his one of his strengths.
That's amazing.
Take the ball.
6 appearances. He has no walks and no strikeouts. Sorry, JD. I didn't mean to step on your commentary.
That's amazing.
I don't feel like you were sincere when you said that it was amazing.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Sorry, I stepped on your commentary.
Tit for tat.
Last night, we interrupted each other at a certain point. We go to commercial break, and JD takes his headset off and just sort of blankly looks at me and says, "I'm sorry I stepped on your commentary."
Sometimes it's in any relationship. Both people have something to say at the same time, and it's a race to get it out there for fear that the other guy, right?
Gonna beat you to it?
Gonna beat you to it, yeah. He's gonna deliver the nugget, the vital information
Budweiser
that you need to hear.
You need it. You know you do. Budweiser broadcast booth. This Bud's for you.
Well, it's down near where we had the moon landing last night. Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Worth a look.
The catcher is challenging the ball call.
ABS is powered by T-Mobile. Yes.
Ball's overturned. Strike 3. Chicago retains the challenge.
Well, have a night, Carson Kelly.
Yeah.
Doing it at the plate, behind the plate.
Do you think we'll ever get to a place where, whether it's an overturn or the call's confirmed, if it's a strikeout, that over the mic, the ump will eventually do the full call? Bounce to short, and Swanson handles, and Caminero retired.
So, like, what's he gonna?
Call is overturned. Yeah, he's gone.
Bring him up.
Or maybe no.
Well, he did say earlier tonight the call was correct on one of the challenges.
When I do college basketball, I like messing with you get to know the college basketball officials, Doug Sermons, Kip Kissinger, those guys. And, there's challenges in college basketball. And when they do it, they look right into the camera with the microphone. And I always tell them that they need to go right again. DCA pulls that one down in a nice, easy inning. 1-2-3. Milner gets him. Schultens fires in a strike.
Every time I see that graphic on the bobblehead for Ron Santo. His voice just pops into my head.
Absolutely.
Like the raspy, anguished version.
Yeah.
He's been dropped to his knees a couple of times tonight here.
Shaw, then Porter, then Bush here in the 7th. Again.
Yeah.
Now towards left center field. That one falling. Simpson sprints in and makes the catch.
How far did it fly? Brought to you by American Airlines. Nico, for the first time this year, goes deep, 369 feet. And last night we had PCA and Ballesteros with their first home runs, and now Nico does it. Score your next flight at AA.com.
We'll be flying home tonight. Off day tomorrow, and then the Pirates come calling. Buccos on Friday. Saturday is Ben Zobrist's bobblehead day. You got the probables?
I do. I've got the probables right here in front of me.
Well, let the people have it.
Friday, it's a Shota Imanaga, Harmon Majinski for the Buccos. Saturday, it's Edward Cabrera and Braxton Ashcraft. And Sunday, it's former Bucko Jamison Tyone versus hard-throwing Bubba Chandler.
Bubba.
Pirates off tomorrow, so I mean Skeens pitched yesterday, so they could have brought him back Sunday. But everybody these days is taking advantage, especially this early in the year, of that extra day.
Yeah, I mean nowadays, I mean it's been for a while now that most starts, even though you use a 5-man rotation, that most starts are on 5 days rest, not on 4 days
Not
rest.
on the 5th day.
Yeah, not on the 5th day, which is what it was always when you pitched,
And
right?
certainly for like your top of the rotation guys, they always keep them on that 5th day, and then, you know, the 4th or 5th starter, they might move around a little bit.
Ripped out to center field. Nico's got another knock. It's his 3rd hit of the night.
Hey, he's a triple shy of the cycle. Hits just keep on coming for the Cubs.
JD, I want Michael Bush to hit one about 7,000.
Yeah, I do too.
Cubs lead at 6-1. We're in the 7th. 1 out, man at first.
I want it for him, and I want it for me too.
Yeah.
He's kind of predicting it with his swings last night that he was getting close.
Fastball for a strike. Just got the inside edge. So 1-1. Michael 1 for 3. Broke his bat. Tossed to second. And they start the 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. Schultens gets the double play, ground ball. Time to stretch here in St. Pete. 6-1.
Cubs as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Caitlin Clark, if you are listening, let this be your official invitation to Wrigley Field this summer to taste test some chocolate chip cookies with me and everybody else at Marquee Sports Network. And if you're wondering why chocolate chip cookies, well, here's the deal. The Cubs put out a tweet a couple of days ago asking fans to submit their favorite chocolate chip cookie recipes and stories as to why that recipe should be selected based upon the Cubs fandom. Caitlin replied and said she would happily volunteer as a taste tester. So Boog, this is like my Travis Kelce moment to Taylor Swift, but only it's me to Caitlin Clark saying, come be my friend. Come be our friend.
Well, so
hang out with us.
Here's what I got. So I had Ryan Rucco, my buddy, reach out to her. She was at the Masters. And she said, oh, I mean it. I want to be the taste tester. So T-Mac, now that you have officially invited her, she has made it clear that there is legit interest in being the official taste tester.
Okay, perfect. We'll have a segment on Marquee. I can't wait. And listen, we love women's basketball here.
Yep.
Craig Counsell, I don't know if there's a bigger women's basketball fan in the state of Florida right now than Craig Counsell.
Daughter Rowan won the state title in Wisconsin. Check swing, and he went.
Yeah, he did.
JD, they have good cookies here at the Trop.
Yeah, I wonder if Caitlin Clark dunks her cookies. She probably just pulls up from the logo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do have good cookies here, Boog. I've been enjoying cookies here.
Numbers on Ben Brown on for the 4th time.
Little change, right? You go from the crafty sidewinding lefty to the power right-handed arm of Ben Brown.
Swing and a miss. Brown able to get Fiducia.
Tight little curveball there as him out front and over the top. Not a big strikeout night for Colin Ray, but he did earn one beverage for the folks back at the corner tap in his hometown. The biggest one, that strikeout of Caminero in the 3rd inning with a couple of guys on base.
Again, more solid work from Colin Ray, just sort of a carryover from last year. In the air out towards left center, but PCA has a beat on it. And 1, 2, 3 go the Rays. We'll head to the 8th here at the Trop, 6-1.
Our game summary is brought to you by Wintrust. Cubs lead 6-1. Colin Ray, 5 innings of 1-run ball tonight. Nico went deep to get things started, and then a big 5-run inning in the 5th. In the 3rd, probably the key at bat of the game for Ray, with a couple guys on base against their big slugger, Junior Caminero. Look at the commitment to just staying away, throwing those sweepers off the outside edge. Good work. Big punch out for Colin, one of his 2. In position to pick up the W. With 3 hits in last night's game, looking for 3 and a couple of strikeouts here tonight.
Chatted with Alex Bregman pregame about his night last night and how he's been feeling at the plate. and he's not quite there yet. Man, he put hitting though into these really great simplistic terms. He said it's about hitting the ball consistently hard at good angles. And now Bregman taps his head and says, I'd like to challenge.
Batter challenge in the strike 3 call.
Yeah, this one seems low.
And he'll take his base.
Pitch was the ball. Chicago retains their challenge.
So Bregman is aboard. And there's that good eye. And he knows the zone about as well as any of them. And so he'd been hitting the ball hard, but he was telling me, look, he's like, I hit it on the ground a little too much. So like it's a bad angle. So there are times when you're hitting the ball hard, but his bat, he said, is not getting through the zone exactly where he wants it to be. PCA hits that hard. Williamson to Walls on to first for 6-3.
Got to be hit pretty hard with PCA going down the line to get that double play. Needs to turn the trick in each of the last 2 innings now.
Pitch to Carson Kelly, and Schultens delivers out of the zone, ball 1.
Probably has a home run in his near future, the way he's swinging it. Get out of here. Quick, go to break, and we'll tell everybody it's a homer.
6-1.
Think they have to a good start? Well, if we've even played enough games to qualify it as a start.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it yet. Can you?
7-5. I need to see.
How many games?
A couple more weeks before I start to think about trying to analyze any of these clubs. Should be good.
Yes.
Took it on the chin today, though. The Diamondbacks beat them 7-2.
Walls fouls it away.
Hey, you know what today is?
Tell me.
It's the anniversary of Henry Aaron establishing himself as the all-time home run king. April 8th, 1974, off Al Downing to go past the great Babe Ruth.
Brown burns a fastball in there. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Brown gets him. 1 away.
He's a new home run champion of all time, and his name is Henry Aaron. And Brown's not really concerned about that right now. He just wants to strike people out.
Yeah, it was Milo Hamilton with the call.
Yeah, Milo was doing Braves back then.
Vin had the call as well.
Vin had the call, and Kurt Gowdy on television. Because I recorded it on a little cassette player.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Every once in a while, I have one of those moments. Producer just told me that we were going to play it on a. We have a spot for it, and I answered him on the air.
Peek behind the curtain.
Sliced foul the other way.
Might be Uncle Charlie time.
Bounced out to Swanson. Back to 1974 and Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium.
The outfield deep and straight away. Fastball is a high drive into deep left center field. Buckner goes back to the fence. It is gone.
Henry Aaron, home run number 715. Caught in the bullpen by Tom House.
Dusty Baker was on deck. And then Aaron endured so much hate and racism in the lead up to him setting that record.
Sliced in the air left field. Conforto sliding and he couldn't come up with it. PCA picks it up, fires it in, and they'll hold Aranda to a single.
Yeah, sinking line drive. It looked like Michael was going to get there. Comes up just a little bit short. Good support provided there by PCA, so they hold him to just the one base. Remember the name Nelson Briles? The pitcher back in that era. I want to say Pirates and Cardinals. He actually wrote and recorded a song, Hey Hank. It was all about, hey Hank, I know you're going to do it, but I don't want you to do it off me.
That guy had some numbers. Pitch in the dirt, and that skips past Carson Kelly. And a wild pitch.
Really difficult to block that when he tried to pick it with the glove. Bounced way out in front of home plate. Imagine Ben's one of the tougher guys on the staff to catch. Curveball can be real sharp. The fastball can be unpredictable.
Line drive into left field. That's a base hit. Conforto up with it. His throw to the plate is too late. Kelly will not throw to second. And the Rays get a run back.
The Rays making a little noise here with 2 outs in the 8th. Back-to-back singles. Pretty aggressive send. Down 5 runs. What it does for the Rays is that throw coming home, it does allow that back runner to get it into scoring position. Charge.
Cabanero, the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Now tipped into the mitt of Kelly.
Guy gets committed, man. He can really let that bat fly. According to StatCast, he has the fastest bat speed in MLB, as you see Caleb Thielbar heating it up.
Here's a 1-2.
Yeah,
and he went too far, and it's a strikeout. Caminero is gone. And on this date, 1974, Henry Aaron became the home run king, one of the iconic moments.
Hammerin' Hank, one of the best ever to do it.
There's Moises Ballesteros. See Schultens continues on the hill. And that one fouled into the mitt of the catcher, Hunter Fiducia.
You know, Aaron hit 714. I guess it was the weekend prior. Jack Dillingham in Cincinnati.
On the ground through the right side hole and a base hit.
I believe what happened is the Braves wanted to not play him on the Sunday because they wanted to give him the chance to break the record back in Atlanta, but the commissioner, Louis Kuhn at the time, said no, he's playing.
It's funny, right? The idea that
it was all, you know, from the commissioner's point of view, it was about the integrity of the game, and
but like, I don't think in today's game the commissioner would have the ability.
No, would not be involved in that at all.
Yeah. Check swing, might have broken his bat. Schultens up with it to second for one.
I feel like there's been a lot of broken bats here in the early going.
Conforto here tonight with a 2-run double, a strikeout, and a ground out. 2 hits last night, plus he walked twice. That sinker missing. Now 3-0. And that's a strike from Schultens. Here's the pitch to Conforto. Hit hard, fair ball, no, foul ball. Ooh. Bill Miller on top of it. My apologies, Bill.
And Bill Santana, the Cubs bench. No, you can't challenge this.
That's fair foul in the infield.
You got it right.
Schulten's ready. And that's fouled away.
What we got with the weather over the weekend for this homestand, this little mini homestand?
One of the days would get up to like 65. And then I think you're looking at like 50s. Conforto swings and misses, struck him out. Friday, a high of 53. Saturday, a high of 57.
Okay. 70 on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Maybe some. I don't know. Some rain maybe on Friday. We'll see. We'll be all right. We'll play ball.
Line drive, and Shaw laces one out into left center field. Swanson's not stopping. So first and third as the Cubs look to add on here in the ninth. And it'll bring up Nico Horner, who's having a great night, and his season is off to a sensational start.
I'm a little bit surprised that Simpson didn't take a shot at Dansby there at third base.
Here's Horner now. Fly ball, shallow right field, and coming on is Fraley. Chicago Cubs baseball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs, by Prevagen, made for the brain, and by Wintrust, different approach, better results.
Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Cubs. The official source for your Chicago Cubs gear.
Wow.
Young man's not clear on the concept.
Usually when you put it in the cup, there's a spoon.
Yeah, you go spoon.
He's crushing right there.
Yeah, he wants the whole cone effect. Get after it, young man.
Yes. Great to see you. Yeah. Benetti took us to a good soft serve ice cream place in Detroit.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like with all sorts of flavors. Beyond like soft serve, but it wasn't just vanilla and chocolate. Sliced the other way, and a base hit for Chandler Simpson. Cubs lead this one 6-2. We're in the bottom of the ninth with Hunter Harvey trying to finish it off.
Simpson, a speedster on base. He carried a .405 batting average into this game tonight. Normally you'd be worried about stolen base, but they're down 4 in the ninth. Harvey's attention really should not be diverted. Just go ahead and get after the hitters.
There goes the runner. Pitches a strike. Throw to second is too late.
I guess the only real value in this for the Rays is it takes away a double play.
It's just processing that.
Yeah, well, it almost would have made sense for the Cubs not to cover second base in that instance for fear of opening up a hole in the infield. And if he wants to run down 4, let him go. There he goes again.
Throw to third, out at third. Yeah,
That is well-deserved out at third.
very well-deserved out at third.
I mean, that challenge, and maybe they'll get overturned. I don't get it. That's bad baseball. They're going to take a look. And he may very well be safe, but I just don't get it.
Tampa's challenging the out call at third base.
Well, they're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
I would love if the umpire came back on and said he's out because he had no business stealing third base in that situation.
After review, the call in the field is confirmed. The runner is out. Tampa will lose their challenge.
Chandler Simpson is out.
It's probably going to be a conversation with Chandler.
I was just wondering.
Some guys just don't have great feel for the game. And there are times when a manager might look to his bench coach or somebody go, what are we doing here? And they'll say, well, I just assume he would know not to be running in that situation. And then the manager would say, well, maybe we shouldn't make that assumption anymore.
That foul at the plate.
This is Hunter's 4th appearance. The first 2 were scoreless. That was on the homestand, one against the Nationals, one against the Angels, and suffered the loss the other day in Cleveland. Gave up 3 runs, a couple of home runs, and just 2/3 of an inning. But he's the guy that they're going to lean on to get big outs late in games. That's the plan.
Back to the mound. Harvey handles it. And there's 2 away. Cubs Post Game Live coming up next. Cole, Elise, and the Sweeney dog, Ryan Sweeney. That's right. It's appropriate that Sweeney is in studio on a night that Colin Ray pitches.
Oh, that's right.
Colin telling us that story. He was in 7th grade and he went to go watch high school game, and Ryan Sweeney hit 2 homers, closed the game out. Ryan Sweeney from Xavier High School, and Colin Ray, as he was going to the bus, asked him for his autograph.
That's so good.
I love that. The pitch, foul off. Fouled back. And that's the ball game. Cubs win, and they take 2 of 3 from the Rays and win back-to-back games.
High-five handshakes all the way around. Cubs got horrific news yesterday with the news on Cade Horton, but on the diamond, it's been good news the last 2 days. A blowout win yesterday, solid effort here today. The pitching was good. Offense stepped up, had one big inning. That's all it took to win this series here against the Rays.
So a couple of days for the Cubs as they win it here tonight. And now it's back home. Be good to get back to Wrigley Friday. A 120 affair against the Pirates. For Jim DeShays, Taylor McGregor, and our entire outstanding crew, I'm John Sciambi. Thanks for watching Chicago Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Again, your final, the Cubs win it 6-2. Tomorrow, an off day for the Cubs before they welcome in those Pirates to Wrigley for the weekend series. Coverage on Friday begins at noon. Up next, Cubs postgame live. Cole Wright, Ryan Sweeney, Elise Menaker. Cole, take it away.